things are really dire in India right now. Countless people are dying. The hospital system is collapsing, and oxygen is going for $1,000 on the black market. That is so much money. Like, I'm surprised people aren't out there mugging scuba divers. And the really sad part about this crisis is that it could have been avoided if India's government hadn't taken their eye off the ball.
Only 2 months ago, it looked like India had avoided the worst. The government relaxed rules, even allowed a huge Hindu festival just a few weeks ago.
In recent months, even as cases rose, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted huge political rallies, flouted social distancing, and allowed mass gatherings.
Thousands of people have been taking to Twitter with trending hashtags like Resign Modi, Super Spreader Modi. And the reason is because Prime Minister Modi's ruling political party has been holding rallies.
The government of Narendra Modi has contacted Twitter to censor some of the tweets that have been highly critical of his government's mishandling of this second wave. And interestingly, Twitter complied, removing some of these tweets.
Okay, you know things are getting bad when a leader's response to criticism of his failures is to try and shut down the criticism, not the failures. We've got to stop the spread of these mean tweets about me. Honestly, you know who must be so jealous of Modi right now? Donald Trump. Yeah, because Modi's got it on lock. He got Twitter to censor his enemies. He's out here holding huge rallies in the middle of a pandemic. And he's even got the skin tone that Trump has been trying to get for years. And look, maybe Modi thought there were good reasons to let crowds gather indoors, but I'll say it again. The virus does not care why you're gathering. It's still coming to get you. But look, regardless of how it got there, India is in a really, really bad place right now. And it needs help from the rest of the world before things get even worse. Thankfully, the United States has stepped up to grudgingly answer the call.
Tonight, a global response to the COVID crisis ravaging India, as the U.S. pledges immediate medical aid, including drug treatments, rapid diagnostic COVID-19 testing kits, ventilators, PPE, oxygen supplies, and ingredients for producing vaccines.
The United States is partially lifting a ban on exports of the materials needed to make coronavirus vaccines in India. The move is an abrupt policy change for the Biden administration, which had previously denied the request to allow the exports, claiming their focus was on vaccinating Americans.
The United States' first answer when this was discussed last week was, well, America comes first. That's what we heard from the State Department.
The United States, first and foremost, is engaged in an ambitious and effective and so far successful effort to vaccinate the American people.
Okay. Yeah, this is good. Look, I'm glad to see America sending something to the rest of the world that doesn't have the name of the wrong Super Bowl winner printed on it, but I still feel like America could be doing a lot more. I mean, just today, America announced that it would start sharing its massive stockpile of millions of doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine, which, by the way, America has been sitting on for months, even though it doesn't need it. Doesn't need it, but just has it. So America's basically treating these vaccines like it was the old can of pumpkin puree in the back of the cabinet. I mean, you knew you were never going to use it, but you still held on to it way longer than you should, because maybe, just maybe one day, someone will be like, I'm dying, I need pumpkin puree. Ha ha! Got some in the back of my cabinet. And don't get me wrong, I know that a country's priority has to be looking after its own people, but don't forget that it makes America safer when Corona is under control in the rest of the world. Because the more Corona has time to run wild, we've seen the more opportunity it has to mutate and become more deadly. And trust me, if a bad mutation emerges, it's gonna come to America. Corona spreads through respiratory droplets. And when have you ever met someone who took a trip to India and didn't shut up about it? So look, we need to remember that until everyone is immune, the job is always going to be only half done. You know, it's kind of like only getting your first shot. It helps, but the job's not complete. So America really needs to start helping the rest of the world now. Or it can start saving up for those $1,000 tanks of oxygen.